There's a lot of great things going on in this fish room, but it's time to get things reorganized. And one of the first things I need to do is this wall over here. It's been unfinished for a long time. I don't really mind it, but there's a lot we could do with this space. But before I get to all that, you can see I've got these 50-gallon low boys here, which these are 75s next to it and underneath it. The whole reason why I went with the 50-gallon low boys is because the fact that you get a lot of surface area for not a whole lot of height. You could do a rack of 4 of these, which I learned when it comes to building racks and tanks. Anything over a 20-gallon long, you're gonna only get room for 3 before it becomes way too tall. But with 20 longs and 10 gallons, you can get up to 4 high, which is about the same height as these low boys here. And my thinking for these was, oh, well, people will come in and then they will like look down into it. It'll be like, oh, what's that little slither of glass? And then you just see what you see. I've been recently raising up dwarf neon rainbow fish in here. There's a few I still haven't caught out that I'm gonna have to get before I tear it all down. And then above them, I've got the platinum rice fish, which I had been breeding. There used to be a lot of plants out here, but I've already got them out of the tank, put them elsewhere. But now if I'm gonna go ahead and finish that wall and clean it up, I want it to all be 75s. That way it's just nice and uniform, much better for viewing, you get a bigger viewing window. And then I'll clean these out, and then this will be really cool eventually at some point when I get it all done. Now going back behind this, there's actually, you can see there's plumbing here. That's a whole different system, which I may actually end up getting rid of this. I think I know somebody who wants it, so I don't know. I don't use it that much. I really don't use it that much, but of course when I get rid of it, I will probably miss it. So it may still stay, still deciding. Anyway, it's so easy to get distracted back here. But this is a big reason why I'm not in a hurry to do this, is because I've got to redo this plumbing. So this is the inline. Open up that to add water when the main valve's on. I got each system with a separate main valve. And then this is the outflow if I wanted to drain it. But the pumps haven't been working. It's not like the water moved though. Oh man. Is it actually flowing? Because if it can get enough siphon, that could help me do some water changes without having the pump on. We'll see what that does. Anyways, I gotta cut these off and then get them up to where like a 75 would be. So that's the next big step, is get these torn down, get the plumbing redone, and the 75s in. So I guess for now, I'll get a few water changes done. I ain't done that in a long time. Aren't these just the cutest little things? Baby Synodontis lucipennis catfish. It's about time for me to move some of these guys out. These things are the most adorable. Love breeding them. This is the no filter 20-gallon long they have grew up in the fry rack here. I just threw a bunch of eggs in here. If you want a video on how to breed them, as I showed you guys here in the videos, I do have older videos breeding them as well. If you type in the Synodontis and LRB breeding into the search, it'll show up for you. You can see the leaf litter really made a good meal for them. They love to graze upon leaf litter. Empty, ready to go. I was half tempted to get rid of them, but I went ahead, leveled out some area here. I think they'll be good for rice fish breeding. These are out. Perspective of the size of them, those are 50 gallons, these are 110. And these are in. And the substrate I pulled out of these is mostly a darker substrate, and that's what I want for in here. So I'm gonna use that for in here. And then we're gonna move these out, get all those fish. Probably gonna stick them in here because there's not a whole lot in here. Luckily, saved a couple of my Pandagoras in here. They tried to jump out. Although they don't seem like jumpy fish, they will wiggle their ways out. So I do recommend a top with the Pandagara, or at least make sure you keep your water level pretty, like fairly low. And for these tubs over here, these are 110 gallons. They are Tough Stuff products. Got them from Tractor Supply. There's hatchet fish in there, Congo tetras, some CPDs, I believe. Maybe a few other odds and ends. I don't think so though. Look, I think that's about all in there. And of course, got to have a top on for those hatchet fish, especially. There's like a couple big rainbows in here, maybe. Oh, well, there's one passed. They had slowly started passing one by one here and there, just over time. Those fish are super old though, so it doesn't surprise me. So dealing with all this, getting that in there, and working on getting the substrate out of here and those fish moved in there, and hopefully get these moved out. Moving up to what I really want to do. So I'll be back. So they gave me a bit of substrate, but I think I'm gonna go deeper with it. That way I just have more room for roots. And out here by the ponds, I've actually got a huge mountain pile of sand, darker stuff that I kept, the richer substrate that was in the yard. Because being sand, I can use all this for my aquariums, all my ponds, everything else. So there's no shortage of substrate around here. Might as well do a little topping off. Enjoying this Florida sun. How cool is that? And it just keeps going. This is what I do it for. Look how white that sand is. It's good contrast. All right, so I was moving these fish from over here, and this is wild. Now, I had to move the net over here with them in it, but I ended up finding babies. There you can see. This was just full of algae, so there's like an algae clump here with some moss, a little bit of guppy grass, and I ended up pulling that out. And as I'm chasing these fish around, those are all CPDs left over, but I was going after a Congo tetra, which is only a male. After I took him out, I found a group of like, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 babies. And the only other fish that was in there that could have bred are these hatchet fish. Kind of hard to see because I haven't really cleaned the glass on here and getting them moved over. But if those are hatchet fish, I mean, could be CPDs. They're kind of big. They got some size to them. Honestly, very likely could be CPDs because they love to breed in algae-like things. Kind of had the behavior of them too, swimming like. Hard to tell, but always cool finding baby fish. And you know what? I was telling myself, oh, I don't need to do any filming while trying to just transfer things over. Every fish I pulled out, I was like, I should have had my camera. And this just instills it. And as far as these babies, luckily they like to hang at the top. And together, whoop, Get them put in over here into the fry rack. Got them labeled, CPDs or hatch. Slide and glide them in. Lots of space for them in there. And then this pond right next to it, you can see the pogo stem and it's looking really nice. This is the part that had more of the light on it. And you can see a fish didn't make it in here. And you see the water clarity. It's clear. This has never had a water change. Haven't done anything. And oh my God, look right here. Look down there, babies. There's actually babies all over the place here. They're all throughout this pogo stem. Look at it, some of them are pretty big. Dang it, and these guys probably shouldn't be breeding together. So, that sucks. See, the pogo stem is actually growing up and out of the water, but as I was getting to this fish, like it's not fouling up the water, nature's taking its course, it's just become a meal. Now, if it was a real big fish, a lot of fish or something like that, that could be a problem. And down here, actually, you can see quite a few of the bigger rainbows left. Some of them are huge. Man, babies everywhere though. Anyways, I gotta deal with this. Because I think what I'm gonna do with these is fill them up higher and do some basket breeding in here with these. Yeah, look how big these rainbows are. Now this one's got wounds all over its side. I don't know if that's from battling. That's usually in the battle area. The other fish does not have that issue. And that could be why I keep losing one, because they're battling over something. That guy is beat. I may put him in a tank by himself. Here's another one of those real big rainbows. This is the feisty one. This is probably the one that was beating up the other ones, because I think this is a Picta. The other one was a Goldie-eyed Kai. And he didn't probably like him messing with this female. Look at that guy. Beautiful. Big fish. That's a big net. That's a regular net. This is my big net. This rainbow fish is as long as my hand. Big, big fish. Look at that golden white cloud. That old golden white cloud's like, what are these monsters? Probably color up in here. This guy's looking happy in his new spot. I'm not gonna do anything special to mess with the tank because it's very clean and natural, and he should heal up on his own. He's got a little friend there. And I did end up pulling 4 other rainbows out, smaller ones, you can see, compared to the real big ones, the old ones. Yeah, I think they're in there breeding. There's a hatchet fish. Nice if I just clean the front of this. This thing actually was full of guppy grass. I had to pull most of it out. Now, although fish room related, I had to take a break from my fish room to go to the Tampa Bay Aquarium Society. Giving my talk, Keeping Aquariums Natural and Simple 2.0. And after that, a little break with the family on the beach. Because, hey, it was close to the beach. Get some mowing done for the special guest.